Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I talk about the NWSL, women's soccer, just soccer, only soccer. In this video/podcast, I'll be discussing the SheBelieves Cup match between the US women's national team and Japan's women's national team. You can also listen to this match review on Spotify, link in the description below. Likewise, if you are listening to this on Spotify, you can also watch this game review on YouTube. Link will be in the description. Alright, so the US and Japan are tied for points, but Japan is ahead on goal differential. This match between the US and Japan is going to be interesting to see because when it comes to Japan, I did catch their match on Sunday against Colombia. I thought Japan and Colombia were going to be even, and I even figured Colombia's pressure, intensity, and physicality would throw off Japan. And I want to let you all know that didn't happen. Japan would go on to win 1-4. Japan was totally unbothered by Colombia, and they practically dissected Colombia's midfield and back line. Their movement and connection through the midfield and up to the attack was great. They maintained control and kept possession really well. Despite Colombia being able to get one back before halftime, Japan, for the most part, was able to shut them down. When it comes to the US, they're coming off of a 2-1 win against Australia. The attack did pretty well, but the glaring issue in that game had to be the midfield. Corbin Albert and Claire Hutton started in the midfield for that match, and I and many others pointed out that the problem was Albert and her inability to control the midfield and progress the attack. I think if Albert were to start against Japan, Japan is going to breeze right through the midfield. And here's the thing, Colombia was putting up a fight in the midfield and Japan was still able to get through. Imagine what would happen if there was little to no resistance in the US midfield against Japan. It would likely be a nice after dark stroll for Japan. I think Sam Coffey and Lily Johannes should definitely start together. They both know their roles and they know what they need to do. I would probably throw Claire Hutton back in and see how she does alongside Coffey and Johannes. But once again, the midfield is going to be something to keep an eye on. As for the US's attack, Jaden Shaw looks pretty good. She was very active in the last game. Yasmin Ryan has been good. Emma Sears impressed me in the last game because I wasn't familiar with her pace. I also like Michelle Cooper and Ali Sentnor as well. However, I really want to see Macario again. I think she could do well against Japan. Overall, this is likely going to be a challenging match for the US. Japan is not going to be an easy team to beat in the slightest. It was a struggle to beat them last year in the Olympic quarterfinals. That match even went into additional time too. I'm not sure if we're going to have additional time in this game. I don't think we are, and if we do, hopefully it doesn't come to that. But yeah, so that all being said, let's get into the lineup for this match. Alright, so the lineup. We have Jane Campbell in the goal. For defenders, Tara McKeown, Emily Sonnet, Emily Fox, and Crystal Dunn. For midfielders, Lindsay Heaps, Lily Johannes, and Sam Coffey. For forwards, Ali Sentnor, Yasmin Ryan, and Kat Macario. Good lineup. I think this is nearly identical to the one we saw against Colombia, with the exception of Dunn starting in place of Neiswanger. Heaps, Johannes, and Coffey should be okay in the midfield. Johannes and Coffey should be able to manage things just fine. I'm looking forward to Johannes' connection with Macario like we saw in the match against Colombia. I'm also hoping to see stronger connection and build-up between the midfield and attack. This isn't going to be easy, but I think it's definitely going to be fun. So the last thing I want to add is it's not going to be a battle of who can keep the most possession, because Japan is a pretty patient team. They're okay with not having much possession. They'll wait and pick their chances against the US. It's likely going to come down to who can control the midfield and get their attack off the best, and who can finish their chances the best. Anyway, that all being said, let's get into the first half. Alright, so the first half, we are off. 1 minute, Japan long ball goes out. Good midfield recovery by Coffey. Ball in the US box, Campbell collects. Japan through ball, Sonnet crashes into Campbell. Japan takes advantage of the hilarious confusion and scores. Japan 1-0. I'm not sure what that was by Sonnet, but yeah, she basically crashed into Campbell and Japan just scored. 3 minutes, Japan overlap, Japan cross offside, Japan plays it up, Japan in the box, defended away. 4 minutes, high pressure from the US attack, Japan is just managing. 5 minutes, Japan long ball, Campbell kicks it away. This match, it's only been 5 minutes, and this match already feels like the one against Colombia. Heaps up to Ryan, Ryan back cross, defended away. As soon as the US loses it slightly, Japan just pounces on the ball. 8 minutes, US back to Campbell, Japan's attack pressing high, puts it out though. 9 minutes, Japan through ball, Dunn collects. 10 minutes, Sonnet foul, shoved a Japan player, Japan ball, someone tell Sonnet to chill. Sentnar making a run into the box, no support, plays it back. 11 minutes, Dunn cross, Heaps header, saved. Japan player down, Sonnet kicked the ball into her head, getting checked over by the trainers. She's okay, but Sonnet has no chill tonight. 13 minutes, Macario escapes her defender, through for Sentnar, Sentnar scores, US 1-1. Alright, now it's game on. 15 minutes, Japan through ball, Sonnet recovers. 16 minutes, Heaps cross blocked. Heaps through to Macario, kicked away. 17 minutes, US corner kick headed away. Fox goes long, keeper collects. 18 minutes, US recovers, up to Heaps, to Macario now, to Ryan, heavy touch goes out. 19 minutes, Sentnar touch to Macario, headed away. 20th minute, Japan long ball headed along, Campbell collects. Japan cross headed up ×2, cleared, Sonnet down, took a knock from a Japan player. Yep, that's a foul. Trainer's out to check on Sonnet. She's okay. At this point, I feel like Sonnet is more of a danger to herself in the US than Japan. 23 minutes, Dunn sends it up, goes out. 25 minutes, Japan overlap, crosses back. Japan gets passed unnoticed by 2 US players. Japan attempt goes wide. Yeah, what a play there. 27 minutes, Japan long ball kicked away by Fox. Japan cross goes wide. 28 minutes, Japan through ball tackled away. Japan gets a corner kick, taken short, sent in, Campbell collects. 29 minutes, Ryan foul, handball, Japan ball. 30th minute, Johannes up to Sentnar, over to Dunn, taken away. 31 minutes, Japan counter, out to the left wing, Japan cross, Campbell saves. Probably the second or third time the left wing was open like that. 32 minutes, Dunn through ball goes out. Macario tried to chase it, but was shielded from it. 33 minutes, Johannes up to Sentnar, no options in the box, played back, taken away. 34 minutes, Japan cross, Campbell collects. Japan attempt, Mikion down after that block, hit in the chest with the ball, ouch. Trainer's out to check on her, she's okay. 37 minutes, game starts up again. Campbell long to Heaps. Heaps heads it to Macario. Japan recovers it. Yeah, that kind of just sums up everything so far. 38 minutes, Japan plays it into the US box, defended away. 39 minutes, Japan attempt from D, goes wide. Japan through ball, Campbell collects. 41 minutes, Heaps fouled, US ball. 42 minutes, Japan cross, Campbell collects. 43 minutes, Ryan attempt saved. Dunn fouled, grabbed, US ball. 5 minutes of added time. 46 minutes, Heaps touch in the Japan box for Ryan, kicked away. 47 minutes, Japan touch blocked. Ryan making a run over to Macario. Macario attempt goes wide. 49 minutes, Japan cross headed away, sent in again, Campbell collects. 50th minute, whistle blown, first half ends, US 1-1. Alright, so Japan is playing some beautiful football. Good control, good quick movement through the midfield, good connection in and around the US box, and some really good chances. Unfortunately for the US, the first half was all Japan. Japan were in control for the most part and appeared to be managing the game well, especially when you look at the midfield. There's been a lot of pressure on the US midfield, and while Heaps, Johannes, and Coffee are doing their best to get out of those situations, Japan has been closing down on them pretty aggressively. It's how they've been able to regain possession so quickly. There were a few moments where the US was able to get forward and create some chances, but getting through the midfield and getting past Japan hasn't been easy. There needs to be more support in the attacking third so that the US can get their attack off more quickly and effectively. If they can create more through balls and keep trying to create more gaps in space in Japan's back line, they'll be able to break through and make attempts on goal and create the plays that they would like. Yeah, that's kind of where the U.S. has been the most successful, when they were getting those through balls, when they were creating space or finding space. As for the U.S.'s backline and defense, I don't really have any advice except for survive. Now let's get into the second half. All right, so the second half, we are off. U.S. substitutions, Shaw and Neiswanger are in, Sentnor and Dunn out. 45 minutes, Japan overlap, Coffee recovers, kind of. 46 minutes, Shaw over to Macario, overshoots it. 47 minutes, Japan in behind, crosses, Japan attempt blocked. So, I'm noticing something. Japan does this thing where you think they're going to do one thing, but then they do something you don't see coming. I noticed that a few times in this game, and it's really catching the U.S. back line off guard. 48 minutes, Japan making a run, Ryan brings her down, fouls. 49 minutes, Japan free kick outside the box, Japan attempt from the free kick, blocked by Campbell, but then Japan scores off the rebound. Japan 2-1. 50th minute, Ryan making a run, Ryan cross, keeper saves. 51 minutes, good recovery by Shaw, to Heaps now, Heaps backheel, fouled. 52 minutes, U.S. free kick outside the box, Macario sends it in, bounces and goes out. 53 minutes, Japan overlap, Japan cross, headed up, Campbell saves. U.S. trying to counter, but it's too slow. Japan recovers. 54 minutes, Japan through ball. Japan player in the box, wide open. Neiswanger gets it back, though. She probably should have just taken the shot there. I feel like I should add, Japan averaged 4 goals in their games against Colombia and Australia. 56 minutes, U.S. substitutions. Biandulo, Albert and Thompson in. Johannes, Ryan, and Macario out. 58 minutes, Japan cross hits the side netting. 60th minute, Neiswanger foul, pulled down, U.S. ball. Japan through ball, deflected, Campbell collects. 61 minutes, Ryan counter. Neiswanger cross, Heaps header, goes wide, head collision with a Japan player. Heaps is okay. Another Japan player, though, is bleeding very badly. She caught Heaps' elbow. Again, taken care of by the trainers. She's coming off. Not sure if she's coming back in, though. 64 minutes, game starts up again. 65 minutes, Japan through ball, Japan fouls. 67 minutes, Coffee up to Heaps, offside. U.S. substitution, Mikione out, Davidson in. 68 minutes, seeing better movement on the ball from the U.S. 69 minutes, Davidson cross, headed away. Ball up to Thompson down the wing, too heavy, shielded and goes out. Japan goalkeeper down, getting checked over by the trainers now. She's okay. Also, the player who took the knock to the head, she's back in. 71 minutes, game starts up again. Japan attempt from D, Campbell collects. 72 minutes, Japan goes long, headed away. U.S. counter, or not. 73 minutes, Japan plays it up, Sonnet back to Campbell. 74 minutes, Japan clears, Japan goes long, goes out. I swear, all Corbin does is play the ball back. Coffee is going forward to start the attack. She passes to Corbin, and Corbin just plays it back. She wasn't even in danger, and there were no players around her, so I don't know why she keeps playing it back. 76 minutes, Davidson, long ball kicked away. 77 minutes, Neiswanger cross kicked away. Shot up to Biandulo, not quite on the same page. 78 minutes, Japan through ball, Japan attempt, saved by Campbell. Before that, you guys can't clear it. Here's what happened. The U.S. back line was just letting Japan come in and out of their box. 79 minutes, Thompson in the U.S. box cleared. 80th minute, Shaw attempt from outside, keeper saves. 81 minutes, Sonnet long ball headed away. 83 minutes, Davidson long ball over to Fox. Fox cross, Heaps tries to head it in, but a Japan player tries to go for it too, and ends up going over Heaps' back. 84 minutes, Fox 1v1 puts it out. 85 minutes, Thompson cross goes over. 86 minutes, U.S. long ball, Biandolo cross, keeper collects. 87 minutes, Neiswanger cross, Biandolo header goes over. 88 minutes, Campbell goes long, headed away. Davidson attempt from outside, keeper with a save. 89 minutes, U.S. corner kick, Heaps header, keeper saves. 5 minutes of added time. That's it. 90th minute, ball in the Japan box, keeper collects, Japan making a run, played up, goes out, too heavy. 91 minutes, Davidson long ball headed away, Biondolo cross taken away. 92 minutes, Heaps fouled, shoved. 93 minutes, US free kick outside the box, headed away, sent back in, cleared. Campbell goes long, kicked away, Neiswanger cross, offside. 94 minutes, Shaw fouled, US free kick sent in, headed out. 95 minutes, whistle blown, second half ends, US lose 1-2. Japan wins the 2025 SheBelieves Cup. Alright, so congrats to Japan, well done. Japan's performance in this game was honestly really good. They managed the midfield and maintain control. They put the US under pressure, and overall, they just played really well. I feel like the US just got outplayed in this match. At the same time, I was especially surprised by how aggressive Japan was with their intensity and pressure. And I don't think the US was expecting that. I think the US thought they were going to be able to keep the most possession. They were able to in the second half, but that was after Japan got their second goal and decided to basically park the bus and just defend. Yeah, so the US's loss aside, I was just really impressed with Japan in this game. They played some beautiful football, and they just dissected the US midfield much like they did in the match against Colombia. As for the US, there were quite a few things that didn't exactly work out for them. They couldn't keep control of the midfield. That was a big thing. They were having a hard time dealing with Japan's pressure, which made it even harder for them to transition and counter. The way Japan set themselves up in the midfield allows for 2 to 3 of them to close down around the US players when they have possession. It's partly why the US was struggling to gain a foothold in this game. Japan basically shut them down for the majority of this game. There's no other way to put it. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that for now. So yeah, despite the US's loss, this was still a fun tournament. I definitely enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys did too. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys today or tonight. Oh my god, it's 1:30. So I'll see you all in the next one. Later.